A Florida man defecates while burglarizing a boat. A Florida man touched himself in a hot tub screaming, "It's my birthday today." A Florida man was attacked by a rabid otter while feeding the ducks. A missing 10-year-old boy and sister were found in the Florida mother's car escaping to California. And a Florida man is accused of murder in a squatter's den, and he's caught with cocaine cookies. These are the amazing titles for today's Weird AF News episode, and they all come from Florida because on Friday, we only do weird news from Florida on Weird AF News. It's Florida Friday on Weird AF News, all the degenerate news out of Florida this week. I'm so happy to deliver it to you. Buckle up. A Florida man burglarizes a boat while defecating. Sounds like somebody needs to multitask less. Sir, if you could do less multitasking. One thing at a time, sir. Rob, and then later on, maybe poop. Sounds to me like he was very excited about the boat theft, so it kind of got his motor going, you know what I mean? And it seems to me as though this man has found the poop deck. Guys, he found the poop deck. How about that? Great puns, guys. I'm just whipping them out. It's Florida Friday. I gotta whip out the best puns I got. Says here a Florida man was arrested in a place called Punta Gorda. Gorda means fat, I believe, in Espanol. Punta means, I think it's the name of a woman. This is a town named after a fat lady. Oh, the poor lady. This guy was arrested after reportedly trying to steal items off someone's boat, and he later defecated on the dock. Oh, it wasn't on the boat, it was on the dock. That's good news for the owner of the boat. We have here Charlotte County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the Lashley Park Marina in reference to the boat burglary. The officers were told that some items were stolen off the boat, and it was all caught on the victim's security cameras. No, don't watch that. You're going to see a man pooping. They were also told the suspect was an older man who had pooped on the boat. All right, so I'm getting two separate accounts. Did he poop on the dock or did he poop on the boat? Not to say that he couldn't poop on both of those things. This is a Florida man. He probably pooped in the squad car on the way to the jail and then pooped on the jail floor as well. Once the officers arrived at the scene, the victim pointed out 75-year-old Michael Paul Wijbicki. Wijbicki. Yeah, Michael Paul Wijbicki, the Florida man, sitting on one of the benches, not the beaches, the benches. Wow, I can't get any. This Wijbicki threw me off. The surveillance cameras showed Wijbicki getting on the boat around 5:20 a.m. while the victim was asleep on the boat. Apparently, the victim lives on the boat. He was seen rummaging through the victim's belongings at the back of the boat. Although the Florida man did not take anything this time, he did leave something behind. The surveillance video. No, don't watch it. You're going to see a Florida man pooping. It shows the Florida man defecating on the dock in front of the vessel. So he didn't poop on the boat per se. He did poop on the dock. Close enough. Something you could still step in when you get off your boat. Definitely a health hazard for sure. Who knows what chemicals are inside that poop. Florida man Wijbicki was then arrested and transported to the county jail. While at the jail, the police got another call about a previous theft of an unoccupied car. Officers went there where they met another victim. She told them the car was parked on Taylor Road and was burglarized overnight. The victim described the items that were missing, and the officers were able to provide photos of the items. The miscellaneous items in the photos were found in Wijbicki's possession when he was arrested. So he's not just doing the seaside burglaries. He's not averse to robbing cars as well, it sounds like. I want to know if he pooped on the vehicle. Any reports of pooping on or around or inside the vehicle? We're waiting for the further report on that. A Florida man screams, "It's my birthday today," after masturbating in a hot tub. According to the police, a Hialeah, Florida man was in his birthday suit on his birthday at a resort in the Florida Keys. He's accused of doing something in a hot tub that has landed him in hot water with the law. Oh, what was he doing in the hot tub? You guys know what he was doing in the hot tub. He was doing what Florida men do everywhere. In a Walmart parking lot, at a bus stop, at a Chick-fil-A. They just can't stop touching themselves. I should write a song about Florida man touching himself. Maybe I shouldn't. Authorities arrested Julio Daniel Rodriguez Coipel Monday on a warrant related to this incident. A spokesperson says that this Florida man, Rodriguez Coipel, was naked just before 7:25 a.m. in the hot tub at the Playa Resort and Spa. I thought hot tubs were for nakedness. Aren't they for nakedness? I thought they were for nakedness. Are they for touching yourself around others? I don't think so. I've never seen that in a hot tub. But then again, I've never hung out in a hot tub in Florida. Maybe this is normal behavior. Witnesses saw the Florida man expose and touch himself in view of a female employee in the morning. That's not something you expect to see in the morning at your job, is a naked Florida man touching himself in a hot tub. I hope she wasn't in charge of cleaning the hot tub afterward. Oh, boy. After a male employee confronted the Florida man, he screamed, "It's my birthday today! It's my birthday!" And then he ran toward US 1 before driving back to Miami-Dade County. That's what it says in the story. So let me get this straight. He's in the hot tub. He's naked. He's confronted by an employee. He screams, "It's my birthday today." Naturally, it's his birthday. He's in his birthday suit. We can't be angry for him about that. Then he runs to the highway. That's a strange thing to do after that. Maybe he was late for his birthday brunch, is what I'm thinking. It's my birthday, and where are my swimming trunks? I got brunch at 8:30. It says here, according to the deputies, they did some investigating, and they found that it was in fact the suspect's birthday on that day. He turned 34. Dude, 34 isn't that special of a birthday, but I commend you for trying to make it so. Now, it then goes on to say the suspect was booked into the Monroe County Jail on Monday on a charge of indecent exposure. Where did they find him? Was he pulled over in his car naked on his way to brunch, or did they find him in another hot tub post brunch? I got so many questions. It says he was later released from jail. Records don't indicate a future court date. Well, there's definitely going to be a future naked in the hot tub date. Look for it on his 35th birthday. Yay! A Florida man, 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 a Florida man. Want to create your own podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. A Florida man was attacked by a rabid otter while feeding ducks. Very odd title. Makes me want to dive right in. I don't even know you could encounter a rabid otter in Florida. Everything's rabid in Florida, though, if you give it a chance. There's a lot of foaming at the mouth going on in the state of Florida. Mostly it's naked Florida men inside Walmarts. We have this story out of Jupiter, Florida. A rabid otter. A rabid otter just out in the world in Florida? Pythons, alligators, rabid otters, flesh-eating bacteria. What the hell, Florida? What are you doing? A rabid otter attacked a poor old Florida man, 74 years old, according to health officials. The Florida Department of Health said the attack happened in Palm Beach County. The 74-year-old told Animal Care that he was feeding corn to the ducks at a nearby pond. This guy just wants to feed the ducks, trying to live his life. You got to watch out for the rabid ducks, though, in Florida, because sometimes people feed them meth, I assume. This guy was returning home when he spotted the otter. He's like, "Oh, is this an otter or am I hallucinating? What was in that corn?" The man began to back up slowly while facing the otter when the animal attacked him for, quote, several minutes. My goodness, several minutes of an otter attack? That's horrible. The man suffered dozens of wounds on his arms and his legs. I didn't know otters were so aggressive and dangerous. Well, this is a rabid otter. Okay, I just Googled, are otters dangerous? And Google says otters might look soft and cuddly, but remain very dangerous wild animals. Don't be fooled. Otters have strong teeth and a powerful bite. Strong, nasty teeth! So whether you see an otter on land or at sea, be sure to maintain a safe distance of at least 5 kayak lengths. Oh, that's a strange measurement. I've never heard of this measurement. 5 kayak lengths. I've never used this as a measurement in life. I should. How long's your penis, Jonesy? It's about quarter kayak length. Then it says here there's a link to 12 facts about otters for Otter Awareness Week. Oh, there's an Otter Awareness Week? I didn't even know that. Well, these animals got awareness weeks. There's no Jonesy Awareness Week. I feel like there should be. You know, I work hard. You know, I don't bite strangers in public. I'm not rabid in general. I feel like I put out good vibes. I'm just going to share one of these quirky otter facts with you. They have the thickest fur of any animal. Their fur contains between 600,000 to 1 million hair follicles per square inch. That's fantastic. That means it's probably pretty difficult to hurt an otter if it's attacking you. Well, I mean, this poor guy's 74 years old. I mean, this guy could be taken down by a praying mantis probably, but I mean, to be attacked by a rabid otter sounds horrible. Oh, I have to share this fact. It says most sea otters call Alaska home. 90% of the world's sea otters live in coastal Alaska, which means there's a very, very small, minuscule chance that you would encounter an otter in Florida. It must have escaped from a SeaWorld situation, I'd imagine. All right, back to the Florida man that was bitten by a cracked-out otter. The victim told the media he was receiving shots for rabies exposure, was visiting a hand surgeon to see if he suffered any permanent damage. The otter also attacked a pet dog in the area. The otter was captured and tested positive for rabies. The article ends on some advice by health officials to combat rabies and avoid rabies in your life. And I'm not going to read through all of these. They're quite boring. They don't mention the number one way to eliminate rabies from your life, and that is to avoid the state of Florida. 2 Florida children were found in their stolen mother's car, attempting to drive all the way to California. They were trying to get to freedom. Oh, these poor kids, they stopped them. Oh, they almost had a better life. We have here a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old were stopped while driving alone 4 hours from their Florida home in an attempt to run away to California, according to the police. Wow, they got 4 hours on the road. That's pretty good. At around 3:50 a.m. Thursday, deputies from the Alachua, I nailed it. The Alachua County Sheriff's Office spotted a white sedan that had been reported stolen driving on I-75 South. So apparently they were going the long way to California, but nonetheless, we're going south, right? I think California is west. Did they have a smartphone? Any GPS there at all? With the car reported stolen, police conducted what they initially thought was a high-risk traffic stop, but were surprised when a 10-year-old boy, the driver, exited the car, followed by his 11-year-old sister. Was this just like a random traffic stop, or did you notice that someone could barely see over the steering wheel? Although in Florida, there's so many old people driving, like someone that can barely see over the steering wheel is probably not that uncommon. Perhaps they were driving the speed limit and not weaving in and out of traffic, which would raise suspicions in Florida, because no one drives like that in Florida. So the officers learn immediately that the children had been reported missing in Northport and that the stolen vehicle belonged to their mother. According to the mother, the girl was upset over having her electronics taken away on Wednesday. Well, that's a valid reason to be upset, taking away your electronics. Come on, man. Let the girl have her electronics. She's trying to reach out. She lives in Florida. Let her have the smartphone so she can speak to people that live outside of Florida so she could, have a better life, man. The mother noticed the car, it says. The children and some of their clothes were missing at around 11:30 p.m., and she notified the police. They say the kids plan to run away to California, and their identities are not being released at this time. The county sheriff's department spokesperson said he wasn't sure how the kids knew how to drive, let alone well enough to make it more than 200 miles north. 200 miles is pretty good, man. Here's a quote from the spokesperson. Apparently, they did a pretty good job of driving because they made it all the way from Northport and were actually getting back on the interstate going south when the deputy noticed that stolen car. Says here, after the stop, police contacted the mother of the children, at which point she got a ride to make the 4-hour journey to pick them up and bring them back safely to their home, where unfortunately they will have to live out the rest of their teenage years. Yay! A Florida man is accused of murder in a squatter's den and was busted with cocaine cookies. I mean, the title of all titles. You got murder in a squatter's den. You got some cocaine cookies. There's a lot of crime going on here. This guy's just like, it's like he's punching a crime punch card. Cocaine cookies, check. Murder in a squatter's den, check. And I should probably take off my pants to complete the trifecta of Florida crimes. A Florida man who had been on the run from the police after allegedly killing a man in a home overrun by squatters was taken into custody after a routine traffic stop. The Miami police responded to an empty home when they discovered a fatal shooting victim identified as Lamont Ferguson. The home is owned by a local immigration lawyer named Maria, but while she worked on renovating the property, squatters allegedly moved in and took over the place. What were they doing? Well, they were baking cocaine cookies in the kitchen, I assume, and murdering each other. We have a quote from the homeowner, who's probably none too pleased and never expected squatters to take over and bake cookies and kill each other. She said, "Someone broke into the house. They changed the locks. They stayed there like they owned the damn property. We called the police. We made a report. The police told us not to do anything, to stay away from the property because they needed to investigate further." The police then investigated. What they found was a shooting in the property, and they sought the perpetrator until a routine traffic stop for an expired license plate helped break the case. So this guy's baking cocaine cookies. He's murdering people. He's driving around in a car with expired license plate, not exactly covering his tracks. But he's a 45-year-old Florida man named Larry. Of course he's not going to cover his tracks. Larry was reportedly fidgeting during the traffic stop, and the police found cocaine cookies along with a gun and a machete. Okay. I mean, these are difficult items to just claim are part of some sort of scavenger hunt. While he was in police custody, a woman identified as his girlfriend told the police that the suspect had kidnapped her and claimed he was behind the killing at the squatter's den as well. Wow, this guy is just, he thinks he's living in a Grand Theft Auto real-life video game here. We got some history with the girlfriend. Apparently, Florida man Larry became irate that the girlfriend was texting other people, including a coworker. Here's a quote from an attorney. He wants to look through her phone, and then he became agitated after seeing text messages from other people, and then he starts attacking her. She's scared for her life, pulls out a gun, waves the gun at her in her direction, says, "Tell me the truth." He allegedly forced her into his car and punched her repeatedly. She managed to get away just hours before he was pulled over for the expired tags. The girlfriend alleged she was in the home overtaken by the squatters the day that Larry killed this Ferguson individual. She said he shot Ferguson 4 to 5 times before they fled the scene. This guy's so busy. How does he even have time to bake?
Today is Friday, you know what that means. Weird news from Florida's coming. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Yeah, everything's going my way. Lay that weird shit on us, Jonesy.
It's National Coffee Day. It's National Coffee Day. I'm sipping some coffee inside a closet. It's National Coffee Day. Pause for cold brew sippage. Amazing. Shout out to Connie. That cold brew I'm making is from the small batch coffee that she sent me from, I believe it's Tennessee, if I remember correctly. Thank you, Connie. You guys can mail me coffee anytime you want. Just email me and I'll give you my address. funnyjones@gmail.com. You can also buy me coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com. Buy me a coffee on National Coffee Day. Why wouldn't you? And by the way, it kind of coincides with National Podcast Day, which is tomorrow, September 30th, National Podcast Day. Yesterday was National Beer Drinking Day, and I enjoyed a couple Guinness last night with my amazing uncle when I was doing a show in his neighborhood. So that was awesome. Just what an amazing 3 days. You got National Beer Drinking Day, you got National Coffee Day today, and you got National Podcast Day tomorrow. So I can't think of a better way to show your appreciation for these days and your favorite podcaster, Jonesy, by buying Jonesy coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com. Please consider doing that. Or join the Patreon, and it's like buying Jonesy a coffee every damn month. Or a beer. I got an amazing email, by the way, and I have to read it. And along with this email came a song, and I played the song in the middle of the episode. I don't know if you heard it. It's a Florida-centric song. I thought it was appropriate to publish it on Florida Fridays. It was created by a couple of my listeners, so that's what's pretty amazing about it. It's one of the coolest things I've ever received. Emmanuel wrote me an email along with the song. Emmanuel wrote, "Hi, Jonesy. I'm so happy I finally get to reach out. I was very shy. Anyways, I listen to you every morning. You really lift my spirits because I work from home alone in my closet with my 2 cats." Doesn't say what she does in the closet. I'm going to guess podcast, right? It's a podcast, obviously. Well, I love Florida Fridays, Jonesy, and all your jingles, and I made up this parody from a song that we used to sing on the school bus on Friday many years ago. I always said I'd leave it for you in a voicemail one day, but never could work up the nerve to do that. My husband came home today, caught me practicing the jingle, thought it was awesome, and insisted on producing it. We hope you love it. I'll send you some coffees one day soon. You are loved. Shout out to Emmanuel, I believe I'm saying that correctly, and Dex, making this song for me, and I hope you enjoy that. You can go back and listen to it again. It's somewhere in the middle is where I'm placing it. What a cool thing to do, and I so appreciate that. It really made my morning to wake up. I was laying in bed. I'm reading this email. I'm like, it's a song, and I click on it and listen to it. I was like, this is amazing. What a strange life I have that someone would make a song for me. I never thought I'd see the day. I have had some people make me artwork. Someone actually drew me like a little drawing of me in my closet, and another person made an AI image of me in the closet as well. I've had a few, I guess, visual art made featuring me in the closet, which has been very, very cool, but I don't think I've ever had a song made. That was just amazing. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the Florida Friday episode, by the way, everyone, and I want to thank you guys for sending me Florida articles. I got so many this week, so that was awesome. Made my job a lot easier. If you want to call the show, the number is 646-450-2012, and you can always follow me on Instagram at Funny Jones. I hope you're having a nice weekend, or you had one, or you're about to have one. I hope it's awesome. And just remember, Jonesy loves you, and good luck with your life, man.